So who am I speaking with?
Okay, my name is Arnaud Gorgeon. I'm a French professor in information system in France at the Groupe Clermont, central region in France.
And you did a really fantastic presentation about sort of CIO behavior and why certain CIOs act differently than others. Some traditionalists, some advocates, and what was the third one?
The third one was the facilitator. What I'm really looking at is how do CIOs manage change depending on the time they spend in office. So what I found was that according to how long they spend in their job, they will choose a combination, a specific combination of change model according to how long they spend in office.
And so what did you discover? I mean, how many years would I have to be a certain kind versus another kind?
Okay, I guess at the beginning, CIOs will tend to play the advocate role, which is the role where they have a strong vision about what they have to do. They will enforce this vision in the organization using their power, even go to manipulation if they have to.
But then the sort of not being as strong as the advocate is a facilitator mode. And what kind of CIOs did you see in that case, and how long were they CIOs to be facilitators?
Okay, the facilitator is somebody who has an impartial view on what type of technology his organization should use. He's there to help his or her organization to implement the best technology possible. And this role the CIO will play after a while, after a certain time is spent in his organization, because he has learned about the business and the technology the organization is using, and he has time now to listen to the voice of his stakeholders.
One of the quotes that you showed up there was, I think, CIO from PepsiCo, who said that if you're at an organization from 10 years and you're not bored, then either something's extraordinary or you're doing something wrong.
Right. The danger for top executive and CIOs, of course, is to, after having spent a lot of time in their own organization, to get bored, to see it all. And this is when they will adopt the last role you've talked about, the traditionalist role, where basically they let their own organization choose for them the type of technology they should implement.
And is that, I mean, you were specifically speaking to CIOs at universities, and universities by nature keep employees around for a very long time. Did you see that these traditionalists were bored with their jobs?
Born maybe not that far, but at least what I sensed was for the CIOs who had been in place for at least 18 to 20 years, they've seen it all. They said, we've seen this, we've talked about this. Nothing is really new for them. And that's a sense where maybe for them it was a time of reflection whether to move on or to retire.
And from these learnings, what advice do you now give to organizations on how to groom CIOs?
Well, there's their understanding on which phase, for instance, a CIO would be, what type of CIO they want to recruit, and at what time is it best for them to engage in major implementation of new technology. Should I use to do that when I've just recruited a new CIO, or do I have to wait for the CIO to be well aware of his organization before I do such things, for instance?
Well, should most organizations, when they're hiring a CIO, kind of assume that he's going to be an advocate and he's going to start, pushing his agenda?
Of course, that's what the organization expects, of course. And it's up to the CIO to realize that this is the role he has to play also. If not, then the organization might very well get rid of him or her, of course.